Hello, my sweet friends. Thank you for joining me for your yoga practice today. I will be guiding you through a very gentle Yin Yoga. Our props today will be bolster, blocks, anything else you want to incorporate into your practice to make it extra delicious, extra yummy. And I'm also going to be using a little essential oil to get started, a little aromatherapy. So if you have a certain oil that you would like to bring into your practice, go ahead and get that and your props, and I will meet you back on your mat. All right, my friend, before we use our essential oil, let's get ourselves propped up for our first pose, which will be a reclined supported fish or bound pose. Kind of depends on what feels good for you today. We're going to start with a block underneath the bolster or your cushion, whatever you'll be using. And depending on, again, what you feel you need today, maybe you bring the block at its highest level, at the mid level, or the lowest level. I'm going to start at the mid level. Good. And then just turning yourself so your low back is up against here. And then we'll take our essential oil. I just like to put a few drops here in the palm of my hand. Rub the palms together to activate your oil. And just get yourself grounded here. Good. And then cupping the hands over the nose, over the mouth, taking a big inhale through your nose. And then as you take an open mouth exhale, just gently pull the hands away from one another. Inhale, bring the hands back in, cupping the hands again. Open mouth exhale, pulling the hands away. Inhale. And exhale. I'm resting the hands on your knees or on your thighs. Just breathing here. Big breath in. Big breath out. Once again, big breath in. Big breath out. And then we'll make our way into our pose. I kind of just like to also rub the oil on my arms, like past my neck, or even through the hair is nice. Okay. And then reclining yourself back, having the bottom of that bolster right at the low back. The hips are off. Good. And then yogi's choice, either having the soles of the feet together. You can have the feet further away from you or the heels further in, or have the legs extended all the way out. So if you want a hip opener, bringing the soles of the feet together, making any adjustments here to allow yourself to feel completely supported, as we will be in this pose for a while. It's always giving yourself the first minute to just kind of settle into the pose, making any little adjustments, adding any additional props. And then once you find your sweet spot, just settling down. Let's take some intentional breaths into the lungs, the heart space, and the diaphragm. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. And now sending the breath down even further into the belly. On your next breath, taking an open mouth, cleansing exhale, letting the body decompress, the mind become at ease. Guiding every part of your body to relax, to soften, to let go. Some common areas where the body may want to hold or resist or grip are the jaw, the neck, the shoulders, the hands, the back, your belly, the glutes, the legs, and letting all of that go. And letting your eyes gently roll back and up towards your third eye. And if you find yourself being distracted by outside noises or thoughts, just bring yourself back into your body, back into your breath, and rescan the body again. This is a practice that we often need to repeat over and over again each time we come to our mat, and even a few times throughout the time we're in the pose. And let's take 5 more breaths here. And on this last breath, intentionally filling up the lungs, sending the breath to the diaphragm, all the way to the belly. Full inhalation. Hold at the top of that breath. Sip in a little bit more. Open mouth, exhale with a sigh, letting it all go. Good. If you had your legs in butterfly pose, just assisting the legs to bring the knees back together nice and easy. And then we'll extend the legs out, all the way out. And let's reach the arms back behind us. Take this nice lengthening stretch. Reach through the toes, reach through the fingers, maybe even rotate the wrists, the ankles, point and flex, whatever feels good here. Good. And then let's lengthen a little longer. Inhale. And then as you exhale, just bring your hands to your mat, palms of the hands to your mat by your hips, and just slide your feet. Oh, excuse me. Actually, let's keep the legs extended out. And then we're going to press into our mat, bringing ourselves up nice and slowly. Good. And then right from here, making our way into caterpillar pose. So you might want to kind of wiggle the flesh out from the cheeks to be able to root down through your sit bones. Let's take an inhale, lengthen up nice and tall, and then exhale, reaching forward. Right away, create a nice, gentle curve through the spine. Let the hands rest on your thighs or on your mat. Gentle bend in the elbows, letting the head be heavy, chin to chest. And we're just going to hold here for a few breaths, just taking a little counter pose. Breathing into your back. So we were breathing into the front body, and now let's breathe into the back body. Good. We're just going to take 3 more breaths here. And last breath, big breath in. Big open mouth exhale. Bring the hands to your thighs. Support bringing the upper body up by pressing into the thighs, slightly engaging your core. Coming all the way up. Good. Let those shoulders just roll back and down. Release the legs from any activation. Taking a full breath here. Big breath in. Full breath out. Beautiful. I'm just going to turn to face you. From here, we'll make our way into a supported dragonfly or wide-legged forward fold. So bringing your bolster out in front of you. Just going to scooch my oil down there. Good. Another good tip with the essential oil is to rub it on your bolster, especially if we come into a forward fold over it. Just brings a little extra plus to your pose. And if you want to make this more restorative, you can bring your block underneath. Or if you want to come into the fold a little deeper, just having your bolster here. So we want to first just kind of wiggle the legs out so you really feel yourself rooting down through your sit bones, and then tilt your pelvic floor forward. Good. Take an inhale, lengthen up nice and tall, lifting up out of the low back, and then exhale, making your way into your fold here. Being really careful not to let the knees or the feet fold in or fold out. Trying to keep those knees and toes up towards the ceiling. And finding softness here in the shoulders, in the neck, and the head. And feeling this stretch through your hamstrings, maybe even into the low back. And imagining your breath just like the ocean. As you inhale, you breathe, and the water goes all the way down the legs. And as you take your exhale, the water comes back out. So as though you're rinsing through your legs, all the tightness through the muscles. And sending oxygen into the cells, flushing out anything stagnant. Making sure that the quads and the kneecaps aren't engaged or locked here. Let them soften. Relaxing your jaw and your shoulders. Let's take 5 more slow, deep breaths here. Cleansing breath, big breath in, filling up your body. Send the breath all the way down the legs. Big open mouth cleansing exhale. Mindfully coming back up out of this pose. Just allow your hands to rest here on the bolster. Shoulders soften, legs are relaxed. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Once again, big breath in. And a big breath out. Opening the eyes. This particular pose, every time I come up out of it, I really feel how tight my hamstrings were. It's like when I'm in it, yeah, I can say, oh yeah, my hamstrings are tight today. But it's not until I come up out of it and just when you feel like all of that stagnant energy that has been held in the body is just being released. That's what I really like. It's one of the beautiful benefits of a Yin Yoga practice. All right, let's just move our bolster out of the way. And gently supporting the legs, bringing them in. Let's take a little windshield wiper, bring the hands back behind you. Gently rocking the knees side to side. My legs are very sore. Been doing a little extra workout. All right, let's make our way into an easy seated pose. Let's have one shin in front of the other, starting with the right leg in front of the left. Let's take a little side bend here. So bringing your right palm a little further away from that right hip. Reach that left arm up and over. Press down through both hips. And then check in with that right shoulder. Notice if it wants to be up by the ear. See if you can gently plug it down. Let the head be heavy. Relax your jaw. Breathing into your left side body. And we're just going to take 3 breaths here. Last breath, big breath in. Big breath out. And now slowly turn yourself towards the right, bringing that left hand to your mat. And you can even walk that right hand a little further away. And then just press the upper body up. So getting this nice twist through the spine, the thoracic spine. You may feel this in the upper back as well. Okay, we're going to take 3 breaths here. Last breath. Beautiful. Now you're just going to walk yourself all the way to center. And then we'll come into a fold here. You can use your blocks if you'd like. And again, focusing on grounding those sit bones, hips to your mat, letting the upper body just melt, making room for the shoulders to be able to soften. And we'll hold here a little longer than we did in the first two poses. Those were kind of just to open up the hip, the low back. And where can you send your breath in this pose? So always creating this open invitation for yourself and for your body to have the pose be more than just the pose. Getting curious with your breath, journeying with your breath and your body. I'm taking a few more breaths here. Last breath, big breath in. Big breath out. And pressing yourself up nice and slowly, coming all the way to the top. Pausing here, breathing here, big breath in, big breath out. Beautiful. Before we go to the other side, let's just release the legs. Maybe you come back into the windshield wiper, or you can extend the legs just straight out in front of you, giving them a little wiggle, a little shake. I always like to give the legs a little break, and the feet. All right, then making your way back into this easy seated pose, this time with the left shin leg in front. We'll come into our side body stretch over to the left, left palm down, reach that right arm up. Plugging down through the hips, especially that right hip. Really trying to create some length here. So this isn't uh, a real yin pose, but I always feel it just feels good to open up the side body and give a little twist. Just kind of some counter poses in between our yin poses. So as we're here, 3 breaths, breathing into your right side body, rib cage. Last breath. Beautiful. And then just very slowly, carefully turning to the left, right hand comes down. Maybe create a little bit more space by walking that left hand out to the side. And as though you're pushing the upper body away from the floor. So a little energy in the arms here. Feeling this in the back, in the spine. Breathing, 2 more breaths. Last breath. And now walking yourself all the way to the front, coming into a forward fold here on this side, getting into that left hip, pressing down through the sit bones, through the hips. And if your hips are really tight, you may be feeling this in both hips. I like to stack the hands on top of one another, rest my forehead here. Nice slow inhales and exhales. And again, finding where you can breathe into your body. Maybe you breathe into the right hip only. And then the left. Let's take another 5 breaths here. Last breath, big breath in. Big breath out. Making your way up and out. Pausing here. Taking a breath in and a breath out. Releasing the legs by either coming into windshield wiper or extending the legs out. From here, we'll make our way down onto our backs. Making sure my props are out of the way. Good. And just lowering yourself down, nice and easy. Once you get here, bring the knees into the chest. Let's take the knees nice and wide. And then rocking side to side here. And breathing. And then holding here with the knees nice and wide, hugging the knees in towards the ribs. Checking in with the neck. Notice if your chin is up really high, just gently tuck the chin in. Chuck, sorry. Take a big breath to your belly. Big breath out. Let's flex the feet. Send your feet all the way up towards the ceiling, holding on to the back of your thighs. Point and flex your feet. Rotate through the ankles. Check in with the neck again. And then give a big flex. Send those toes towards you. Stretch, 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 stretch. And release. Bend the knees, lower your feet to your mat. Let's just take a little windshield wiper side to side here. Widen your feet, the width of your mat. Open your arms out to a T with the palms facing up. Drop the legs over to the right. We're going to hold here for about 10 breaths. Scanning your body, noticing where it's holding or it's gripping. Doing your best to let that go. Last breath here. Big breath in. Cleansing breath out. Inhale, bring the knees back up, and then just let them float right over to the left side. Taking one more breath here. Big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale, bringing the knees back to center. And then from here, just extending the legs all the way out, making your way into your Shavasana. Keep the feet nice and wide, the width of your mat. Good. And now with your arms, I want you to bring your arms in, cross your body over your chest, giving yourself a big hug. And then walk those fingers, your hands back to your shoulder blades. And as though you're trying to wiggle those shoulder blades away from one another, let the upper back relax, release. Good. Feel your hands holding on to those shoulder blades, keeping them apart. And now you're going to open your arms back up and out to your side, your Shavasana arms. Good. Palms facing left, those shoulders melt back. Gently rock your head side to side. And the next time your head comes over to the right, hold here. Trying to let that right ear get as close to the floor as it can without punching or any pain in the neck. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. And slowly bringing your head back to center. And then right over to the left side, holding here. And big breath in. Big breath out. Coming back to center. Readjusting the neck, the head. And letting the body surrender here. Big breath in. Big breath out. Imagine yourself just floating in this body of water, whether it be a big, beautiful bath or the ocean or a river, or whatever comes to mind for you is nourishing and nurturing. Imagine and visualize yourself just floating. Receiving the healing benefits of water. Letting yourself be cleansed physically, energetically, mindfully, emotionally. And gently scanning your body, noticing where it may still be holding. Letting that go. Receiving the nourishment. And feeling your body receive this at a cellular level. Breathing it in. Now bringing yourself back into your space, to your mat. Thanking the water for its healing energy, its healing ability. And thanking your body for receiving it. Take a big breath in. Cleansing breath out. And slowly bringing movement back into your body, wiggling the fingers, the toes, your wrists, your ankles, gently rocking your head side to side. Let's take a nice lengthening stretch. Bring the arms back behind you. Bring your feet in together. Point through the toes. Reach through the fingers. Big inhale. And then exhale, bringing everything in. So bringing the arms in, bringing feet to your mat, and then hugging the knees into your chest. Taking a few rocks side to side. And rolling over to your right side in fetal pose. Taking a breath here. And making your way up into an easy seated pose. Let's bring the hands to the heart, stacking one over the other. Taking a cleansing breath here. Taking a few moments to stay tuned in and connected with how you feel. Noticing the results of your practice. Maybe offering another opportunity to let go of any residual tension, stress, anxiety, anything that's lingering still. Just let it go. Big breath in, big breath out. Let's bring the palms of the hands together at the heart. Gently bowing your head, closing in gratitude. Thank you so much for choosing to practice with me today. I honor you for making time for yourself, for making time to get on your mat, to breathe, to move, to release, to nourish and nurture yourself, your soul, your body, your mind, your spirit. Thank you so much. May you have a beautiful rest of your day. From my heart to yours, namaste. Thank you, my sweet friend, for practicing for yourself and practicing with me. I wish you a beautiful rest of your day. And if you enjoyed this practice, please give it a thumbs up, a like, and leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you again. Peace and love.